It is very likely that just like I don't, you probably don't want a life that's void of light, that's void of spirituality, that's void of good values. You probably look at the world and the state of it as it is, and yourself, and you want to do something about it. You're not very happy how everything is, you're not very happy how everything seems to be going, and you think, well, I would like to make a change. I would like to do something about all of this. Surely there's something that I can do. Surely there's something in my power to make a change. So you enter the self-improvement space. In self-improvement, there's the premise of a better life. There's the premise of making yourself elevated into a state where you have said influence, where you have power over other things that are in the world. And so both you and I have browsed through, and we've both seen how people say roughly the same things. That we need to lock in, that we need to do the hard work, that we need to focus on ourselves first, and that eventually we'll cash in our rewards. To make a change in the world, we need to change ourselves first, of course. And now this is partly right, all of it, but there's something that is missing about all of this, right? Because surely the path of betterment shouldn't be full of thorn, shouldn't be full of pain, of venom and poison. Surely the path of self-improvement is a path in which, because you're improving, there's great gratification and there's great joy in your day-to-day basis. Now, how is it that most of us in self-improvement feel so lonely, feel so incomplete, seeking this completion, seek so far away from the goal? It feels like part of the puzzle is either wrong or missing. Well, I am here to share today that yes, these doubts that both you and I have are correct. There is something missing. In this path of self-improvement, self-betterment, the reward should be there from the beginning, and not in a way of like when you eat a chocolate bar you feel the dopamine. No. The reward is there throughout the entire time, because to improve in life, to improve yourself, thus the community, because we are all part of the one, is to have a good experience of life. But this is the part that's tricky and that most people get wrong. The gurus that speak about self-improvement and whatnot speak about enjoyment of life as some sort of forbidden taboo, right? They speak about it as if it feels a bad thing. And now they preach about what success would look like. Now, there's good gurus or good advice out there, but the people that right away talk about money and mix it with either religion or mix it with self-improvement are wrong, and you should not listen to them. You should stay away from them. It is very clear that we should not seek to make these monetary gains from something that's so close to the soul and so important and delicate of an affair. Before I address the real enjoyment of life and this experience of how we could have real self-improvement, let me talk to you about the impact that is caused by all of the advice usually given by self-improvement YouTubers, gurus, whatever undershaped wannabes and all of these things. You begin to feel marginalized, you begin to feel like a sigma, you begin to feel like nobody really understands you nor your intentions. You begin to feel like in this very inclusive world of today, there is no space for you. For your ideals and your good values are one of a kind, like they are scarce. There's not many people like you. So you profundize on your own solitude and your own journey of self-betterment, and of course you stumble upon difficulties in this path of yours, and you have no one to depend on, so you grow strong on your own, strong and strong and strong. But this is the path of a tyrant, not the path of a real leader. This is the path of somebody who will rule over others, not having grown with them, but rather having grown himself and then said, alright, I'm not powerful enough to command the army per se, to command the multitude. This is not self-improvement. This is tyranny. And this is assuming the very best. This is assuming that you actually managed to pull through the storm, this difficult storm, by yourself. This is assuming that all of your hard work pays off. But guess what? You're probably relapsing on different hobbies. Masturbation, eating habits, video games, other addictions. You're probably relapsing. You're probably going to bed late. You're probably doing this. You're probably doing A, B, C, D, E. And, maybe each time is a bit longer, whatever. But when is it going to come to fruition? Your progress, I mean. When you're 50, when you're 60, when you're on your deathbed, when is it going to happen? The real case is that for most people it won't happen. We are social creatures, and this self-isolation that we provoke has also been observed in many psychological studies that you can check out by yourself. The impact of social seclusion is a great detriment to our psyche and to our mental state. Our mental state, of course, dictates our behavior, our actions. If we do not have a good mental state, our actions will not follow through either. Thus, many people who are supposedly on self-improvement may lie to themselves and to others, but you can't lie to me because I am like you. And I know that most people on self-improvement are in reality very miserable, very depressed. A lot of them miss their old lifestyles, even if they don't think they were right because, I don't know, they were talking to girls or they were doing drugs and whatnot. They missed the connection they had with other humans. Now let's try to actually break through with this video. What actually is self-improvement? What does it achieve? And how does it feel? Well, we all know tales of heroes and tales of perseverance, tales of people who didn't give up, tales of people who said, I will carry on and I will bring my team with me to victory, to the throne, to whatever the goal may be. Self-improvement is not letting go of everything and starting anew and whatever and trying to become a new, better person by yourself. No, self-improvement is taking what's been given to you, taking what you've developed. If there's actually evil in your relationships or friendships, of course get rid of them. For why would you engage in these venomous interactions that do not serve you? But if it's simply hardship, do not let go of your friends. Do not let go of your memories. Do not let go of what you truly value. No one can tell you what is successful and what isn't. No one can tell you what is right and what is wrong. You should feel a groove of these things for yourself. You depend on some scriptures, on some philosophies, or some advice from the elderly, or from whatever? No. Look inwards. Look to yourself. Be ready to commit an error only when you are acting from your deepest wisdom. And when you are acting from your deepest wisdom and you commit an error, you can learn from that and profundize your wisdom even more. But if you don't adhere to this, you will grow to distrust yourself. You will grow to think, maybe I should not really go and do the thing that I believe to be right, because I've never done it really before and I usually depend on another thing to get me out of my ruts. No, we have one life, not to use what other people tell us, but to experience it ourselves, to learn ourselves. Self-improvement is something that you do yourself. You improve it yourself. You don't improve it, you don't let other people improve it. But when you are improving something, a situation, you bring the people with you. Self-improvement is not solitude. It's not locking in, shutting the world out. It's not having no friends and then coming back after your winter arc, being all edgy and whatever, like a final... No, it's not going on some 3-month test of Lux Maxi and coming back hot and all vain. That's not self-improvement. Self-improvement is not coming back with a bunch of money and then seeing everybody be like, you doubted me, here I am now. You don't care about that. You don't want that. Self-improvement, if you really care for it, involves other people. And yes, in essence, it is to become your best self. But you are not your best self when you're alone. You're your best self when you're around other people. When you're alone, you want to just kind of do nothing, be lazy or whatever. And yes, when you're with other people, you want to have fun. But guess what? In having this fun, you're generating love. A lot of the times that we are alone, we think about sitting down or laying down in our bed, flicking through whatever that doesn't matter. But when we're with other people, we want to talk to them. We want to just conversate or have fun or love or wrestle or whatever. It may be that you don't have enough faith in yourself, that you don't have enough faith that you can do the things that seem out of reach. Well, guess what? You could be a great leader. You could actually be in self-improvement and say, I'm going to improve myself and everything else that surrounds me. You have friends. Oh, well, they're going to tell you that you're cringy if you give them advice on what to do. Give them advice nonetheless. If they're smoking, you can tell them to stop smoking, give them proof of why it's bad, remind them, make them do better things with you. You be somebody that does great things and that displays them. And not in the sense of showing off and being like, I'm better than everybody, but to motivate and encourage others to do these things too. Share your hard work, share your failures, but don't hide away and be all alone in this journey. We are social creatures. It makes no sense to be alone. If other people are bad influences, terrible influence, well, yeah, get rid of them. But if you care about them, if they have a space in your heart, at least try to present them to something new. Don't just give up on others because you should be more focused on yourself. Because then what? You're going to carry on like that, and eventually you'll be in a good place, but you'll be all alone. So what would it have been worth? What would it have been for? You get to the top of the ladder. Now you have no one to share the view with, no one to share the love with. You can make new relationships right away, new friendships, but you know they're all shallow. You know that you haven't grown together, so you're together because of who you've become, not because of who you were, if that makes sense. I think it's a way better choice to grow with people. Look, for example, I have a Discord community, right? And there's plenty out there. It doesn't have to be mine. It doesn't even have to be Discord. It can be real life. Even better, to be honest. Reach out to people. See where this person is at, where you are at, and then see if you could grow together. See if in a couple of years' time, the both of you have developed, perhaps gotten in great shape, perhaps learned new skills, perhaps started earning a certain income, perhaps, very importantly, started working towards something that you really cared for, not what the agenda was of money, clothes, cars, whatever. And then maybe, at the end of the day, you will find your great partner that you've loved, you will find your great friends all around you, and you will think, what a long way that we've come. How great of a trust that I bear in all of these people, because I saw them when they were low, and now we are all up here high together. It may be harder, it may take longer, but what is this life for? To be at the very top? That doesn't make any sense. To have a great experience, to have a great tale, to have a great journey. So long as it takes, so be it. Self-improvement is a journey, and you should traverse these roads of self-improvement with other people around you, not be alone in them. Anyway, I wish you valor and strength in whatever you're going through, and I hope that you let your light shine in the world a bit more, because you have it. Strive to be 1% better every day, and much love.